everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Absolute WSL and Women's Championship Show. Thank you to everyone griefing us in the chat before we even start. That's how we know you love us and you're here for the chaos. Sean, you were first up. Wouldn't be Team Chaos if it's not delayed. Evening Team Chaos, excited for the fun-filled pod. Thank you, Emma. We probably can't wait. No. We can't wait for what you're probably going to come out with, Emma. So thank you very much. You're as much of this as everyone else. Good evening to the women's football chat. We're looking forward to it too. Freya's probably chopped her finger on a can again. No, I opened it successfully. So well done me. That, my friends, is called growth. Mark, you're absolutely right. What's Paul done this time? And good evening to James as well. Thank you very, very much. Now, Emma, there is a reason for this, okay? There is a very good reason, and nothing to do with Taylor Swift, funnily enough, but all will be revealed.
I am actually a Swiftie. Point. I do like Taylor Swift, really. Don't tell anyone. Did you all pick that up? I realised I was whispering, and then I was like, it might not work, and that might sound really creepy.
No, we all know your secret by Taylor. It's absolutely fine. Now that will come up very, very soon, actually. So the running order was one particular way, and then of course it's a Wednesday, so everything changed. So thank you, lovely people, for being here with us from the beginning. So plan is going to talk about the PFA Awards first of all. Then we're going to go into the very interesting Tom Garry article with Nikki Ducet. Then we're going to talk about preseason, so the Arsenal game, the Everton game, and of course the Chelsea game. We're going to even talk about our local Women's National League teams. And then we're going to be discussing the League Cup groups as well, just who we think's got the good end of the draw and who's kind of got an awkward one, Everton. However, we will all come down to that very soon. Good evening to Graham as well. Good evening. And we've got our lovely Sam saying Team Chaos, Team Wonderful, Team Fan Dabby Dozy. I like that one. Might be a bit too long for a tweet though. Team Fan Dabby Dozy, editing them all together, but we will try. Okay, so Chloe, lovely to see you. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. I'm doing well. Happy to be back. I just put my watch on charge, and can you see that from when I went on holiday?
Oh, I love it.
This never happens to me. Like, I'm quite thrilled that I've actually I've got colour for once, because that never happens.
Are you at the point now where you're just like showing it off? Just like, has anyone got the time? Oh, I don't. Like, you're proper going for it. Yeah.
Always, because I normally come back paler than I go. Like, I sit in the sun. I do not sit in the sun. I am not a sun worshipper. I don't like that. So the fact that I've actually got that, I'm very proud and showing off. Like, look at me, guys. I've actually got colour for once.
Look at what I used to be.
Love it.
I remember, just a quick segue, everyone, there's a football podcast, I promise. I was an archaeologist for 2.5 years. So working outside in the summer was great. However, the tan lines were immense. Like, I looked filthy. They were that bad. So I had sock lines, because obviously you had to wear steel toe cap boots. So I had proper thick sock lines. I had about 5 different necklines. That was quite interesting. And of course, the good old watch line as well. And yeah, I just looked like a Dulux colour chart for that summer. It was awful. And good evening to Paul, in brackets, not a Swiftie. How are you?
Hi, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me, Dema.
Oh, did you say I'm the problem? It's me, Dema?
I did. You see?
Oh, well done.
I can't take credit for that. That was Kevin, my partner, that was why you might have seen a couple of me just kind of going, wow. A couple of
That's
minutes
the
ago.
second time this week you thrown me under a football-related bus.
I haven't thrown you under. She's setting us through under a football-related bus rather than giving her credit.
Oh, yeah, we can hear. Yeah.
You see, I am surrounded by feisty women who appear and make me look silly on the podcast. That's what it is. You know, there's you two, and then in the house as well, I've got Nancy and Kerry as well, both doing the same thing.
Well, Nancy is the queen. Like, Nancy is queen of the podcast. But yeah.
In all seriousness, yes, all is well. Mark said in the chat, well done on your weekend endeavour. That was because I spent the weekend in Hull and actually enjoyed it, which, isn't something people say much. But
Well, hey.
it was because it was an ice hockey tournament and we represented Coventry with pride, finished 3rd out of 8. I nearly had an argument with someone. I think he disagreed with my views on Mark Skinner or something. That must have been what it was. There you go, 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
But apart from that, it was great fun. And I thought it was going to be a fairly quiet week in terms of the news. I was sat there going, what have we got to talk about? And then Tom Gary, being the excellent journalist that he is, dropping the interview with Nikki Ducet. And I have to be nice about Arsenal in pre-season as well, which should be interesting.
I know, because your best mate scored twice, didn't she? But we're going to talk all about that. So the first thing then, last week we did some hey, what's in this beer? Did some predictions. That's the word. Because it was the PFA Awards. So we said who we thought was going to win Players Player and Young Player of the year. And the winners were, of course, announced. So the Players Player was Bunny Shaw, of course, being the wonderful, wonderful player that she is. And Young Player went to Grace Clinton. Now, we all kind of said, she had a fantastic year last year. Fantastic season, sorry. And pretty much any of those young players would have deserved it. However, social media, being the wonderfully strange place that it is, there was a lot of discourse over this one, saying that other players deserved it more. Now, because you can't really compare your midfielders, your forwards, your defenders, your goalkeepers directly, you've kind of got to go on, effort, performance, kind of the whole package, haven't you? So, Paul, kind of tell us a little bit why you think Grace, because remember this was voted for by the players as well, so it's not a fan vote. Why is Grace so deserving of this Young Player of the Year?
You've actually managed to put me against what I actually think, so this will be a nice.
Oh, okay, right. If we hold there, then Chloe, did you think she deserved to get it?
In a way, there was a pause. No, in a way, yes, because I mean, look at what she's done at Tottenham. Like she's been, I've got no word. Like she's been amazing. Like she was. I mean, she got a Lionesses call up, which you've done good when you get a call up for like the senior team as well. And she's just been incredible. Like she became a household name during this season at Spurs, and I think she's grown from strength to strength, and she's been amazing. But also, we can't discredit what Aggie has done. Like I would have thought Aggie Beever-Jones could have got it based on her her goals, her appearances, her assists, just how clinical and how keen she's been. But I mean, I think they all were worthy of it in a way. Like it's a weird one.
Yeah, because there was a case for a lot of them, like we said last week, wasn't there? Like you could argue for all of them. Yeah, we've got in the chat, Clinton definitely deserves it. Wasted talent in Man United. Yeah, she's come out at the awards. Don't know if you saw. She was like, I really want to win everything this season at Man United. Like she seems really, really focused on it. And I just hope she gets played. Like that would be the worst thing in the world if she goes back and is on the bench or isn't started as much as she should. Before we get on to Paul, I thought this might come up. So I've got some stats. For you. So Grace Clinton started 20 matches. She had 4 goals, 4 assists, and had an overall 7.45 rating on FootMob. Okay. Aggie, on the other hand, who I initially couldn't find because she's down as Agnes. And I was like, why can't I find her? 17 matches, 6 starts out of those 17. 11 goals, 2 assists, and an overall 7.2 rating on FootMob. So really, not much in it. But again, can you compare? So Paul, over to you. Who would you have preferred to have won it?
I think Grace Clinton is a product of hype more than anything.
Okay.
Like, she is a very, very good player. But if she was playing for, let's say, to pick a mid-tier WSL club, If she was playing for Everton all season and had that same season,
Yeah.
even with England call up everything else, she wouldn't have won it. And I think,
Okay.
And I think the reason for that is because the media wouldn't have got behind her anywhere near as much. Because it would have, because, you know, there's the fact that you've got the army of Man United fans on Twitter all going, oh, we love Grace Clinton, blah, blah, blah. You've got the fact that she's playing for a London team. You've got the fact that she is playing for a London team and possibly, no disrespect to Tottenham, standing out a little bit more in that team. And you've got the fact that every single year, women's football media just seems to pick a young player to decide they're the next big thing. And
okay,
I think she has a case for it. I think she definitely has a case for it. But Aggie Beever-Jones outscored the Golden Girl, amazing striker, England's number 9, in about half the minutes.
Yeah.
And this season, Aggie Beever-Jones is going to get 20 goals. I think if she's given the chance to play, she's going to get 20 goals.
I really, really hope so. Because again, we're going to talk about the preseason match from Chelsea the other night. And yeah, if that's anything to go by, we're in for a very, very good season. Sounds, but a product of hope. There's my opening CV line. Thank you, Paul. Yes, absolutely. A product of hope. I mean, yeah, I'd hire you, Sam, if that came out.
So yeah, I'd have gone with Aggie Beever-Jones.
Yeah,
But I think because, you know, full conspiracy theory, because the main reason for doing that would have been, hey, she played better than Golden Girl, Russo. I think there was a bit of let's leave it be, or there was we can't show up certain players.
It's hard, isn't it? Because it's voted for by the players. There you go, Emma. So yeah, so you'd hope that, you know, they've played with them, they know the ins and outs. They kind of, if anyone, you know, they should kind of vote with their brains, but rather than maybe any emotional attachment. But yeah, I think I would really like to see like the difference, like when all the votes were tallied and actually how close it was, because I reckon a lot of people probably would have voted for Aggie in that one. But yeah, but that was the outcome, that Grace Clinton did win it. And she was also voted as part of Team of the Year as well. So what do you think about this lineup then? So we've got Keating in goal. We've got Alex Greenwood, Niamh Charles, Leah Alexandri, Lotte Wubben-Moy in defence. We've got Hasegawa, Cuthbert and Clinton in midfield. And we've got Bunny Shaw, Lauren James and Lauren Hemp up front. That sound like team of the season? Or is there anyone missing for anyone?
Did they need an obligatory Arsenal player, and is that why Lotte Wubben-Moy is in?
She stepped up last season. Don't know if anyone in the chat wants to defend her as well, but she had a moment.
Yeah, she had her moments, but she had the kind of moments that if she was playing for Everton or Aston Villa or someone like that, people would have just gone, oh.
Yeah, so out of that, 6 City players. We've got 3 Chelsea players. Annoyingly, the shade of Chelsea blue is different. 1 Tottenham, 1 Arsenal. No one else.
No one else. See, that's what I mean. So you're missing. There's no Liverpool players in that team. You're really telling me there was no Liverpool player you could put in that team? Jenna Clark, Grace Fisk.
Yeah,
you know, that's 2 defenders for a start who you could put in, and who I would put in over a lot of Wubben-Moy. Fuka Negano in midfield. You know, it's. I don't want to say bias because I sound like I've got conspiracy theories, but yeah, bias. Genuinely. from media that only watch 3 or 4 teams.
Yeah, and I was even talking to one of my friends earlier about kind of who we predicted would come where in the league. And she kind of went, right, I think these teams are going to be here. These teams are going to be fighting out for blah, blah, blah. Then she went, oh, and Leicester. And it seems like Leicester, and again, we talked about it last season, Leicester always seem to be forgotten about because they don't have those household names. Same for Everton. I mean, Villa are probably on the radar a little bit more because of Rachel Daly and, you know, because of that pull there. But apart from that, it's very much who are the top 4, who are the London clubs and who it kind of centres around. So, speaking of that, though, did you see, I think week 3, the Liverpool game's been chosen for broadcast rather than another top 4. So maybe moving in the right direction. I know Liverpool, where they finished last season, that could have impacted it. But yeah, so maybe more chances for Chelsea not to be on telly every single week and give someone else a chance.
I do love in the chat. No Liverpool players even touched the team of the year. That's a Chelsea and Arsenal fan right there, isn't it? That is
you just support women's football, chat.
like genuinely, because how do you not look at Liverpool beat Chelsea for a start, as we all remember?
Yeah,
in a vital game. Again, Jenna Clark was immense. Mary Herbinger was immense. Missy Kearns with a surprising move, but you know, made the fringes of the England squad. Fuka Nagano is an absolute machine. Like genuinely, if I was designing a centre midfield for the WSL for my WSL All Stars, there is an even chance it would be Yui Hasegawa and Fuka Nagano. Like genuinely. Just an all Japanese centre midfield. And none of them make it because Grace Clinton makes it. Like, I'm trying to be polite here.
Like, and I'm very proud of you. Well done. But yeah, Ransler would be a good shout. But again, someone who's very, very much under the radar. Speaking of broadcasts, Villa versus Chelsea. There's enough said about that one, the better. for the opening game of the season. Yeah, whoever did that, that's not fair. Now, so they were the PFA Awards. Good evening to Russ. Thank you for joining us. Right, now, next thing I want to talk about was the Tom Gary article that we referred to earlier. Now, I've been saying Nikki Ducet. Is it Nikki Ducet?
I think I'd always pronounce it Ducet.
Ducet, okay.
My French background. It might be Ducet because she's American and they pronounce stuff weird, but
yeah, I was going to say a bit anglicised, but yeah, she's American. Yeah. So let's get into this, shall we? So the article, if you didn't see it earlier, please go give it a read. It is a really good article. It's really well written. Tom Gary, as usual. And the initial quote was, "We want the world's most distinctive women's club competition." So you went into it thinking, "Oh, it's gonna go well." It starts off well. Now, Tom then went on to refer to her as the most powerful woman in English women's football. Okay, now that is kind of the decider and the tone for as it goes through. Now, Paul, you kind of read this one first, didn't you? And you went, "Oh, a few choice comments in that." Chloe, have you had a chance to read it?
I have. I've had a look at it, and it's just.
Yeah, that reaction. So, Paul, kind of talk us through, and I've got some quotes as well we can discuss. What was it for you that made you go, not what we were expecting, or not particularly what we maybe would want?
I mean, there was the bit where she admitted that how she'd found attracting investment into the women's game harder than she expected, which I thought was an interesting opening line. And I also thought that was very much, you've discovered that outside the top 3 or 4 teams that have all the hype, it's actually quite difficult to get people interested, and certainly undeservedly hard to get people interested in the championship because all the hype is, very top heavy.
Yeah. Now that actual quote, so it's harder than I thought because women's football has to do more to prove the return on investment, even though we have the stats that are comparable to other sports. It's different to men's football. It's easy to sell men's football today. So we have to invest and learn how to talk to a fan base that we don't talk to normally and have to create different content.
Yeah. And that's the bit that worries me. That, like, the bit that, and I've had a really good discussion actually on social media today, because obviously I posted in my usual fashion.
Yeah.
The bit quote tweeted the article and said, "This is a great article, but some of it is worrying," and then posted the screenshot of the bit that we're going to dissect, which my name is referring to. And I had a really good discussion because it got shared by a good few people, and it seemed most of them kind of agreed, but I had a few people basically doing the whole, well, we don't want the tribalism of men's football, or I'm not one of those people who's blah, blah, blah. I've got tickets to my two near teams to watch players. You know, do you not want me in the game? You know, all the that back and forth.
Yeah.
And that started, and it then calmed down, and I was like, no, I'm not saying that. That's a perfectly valid fandom.
Yeah.
The bit that worries me about it is, you know, and the quote in question where Nikki Ducet talks about how women's football, there's three types of women's football fans, basically.
Yes. Shall I do the quote?
Yeah, if you can, because I was desperately trying to remember it, and I was kind of praying you jump in. I'm you know, mentally through the screen going, yes, Freya, tell them the quote, and then I can.
Okay. So she says, some of their data and research suggests that there are three types of attendees. One, which she likens in terms of demographic, to Swifties. She feels are not yet being fully served. Ducet calls the core fans who come week in, week out, arguably the most important. They're the visionary consumers ahead of all the trends. Then there is a section of fans who are regular men's football matchgoers, taking their children to a women's game because it is family friendly. She believes a vast third group has transformational potential. In the middle, you have a fan that's come in through the Lionesses, untethered to the men's game. They're not tribal and they're learning about us. They're trying to find highlights. They love the players. And that's the biggest group that the football ecosystem doesn't know enough about. That's your Taylor Swift fan base for that particular analogy. And I don't think anyone talks to them in the way we need to. We have a responsibility to.
That worries me massively. Sorry, I was looking at my phone and then trying to bring the quote up myself, and kind of listening to you and also trying to bring the quote up myself. It really worries me. Nikki Ducet's outlook in general, because I think we can agree we are all probably in the first group, right? And most people in the chat, I would probably say, are in what she refers to as the first group of football fans. Like, we're the core football fans who will watch it and appreciate
in the pouring rain, in the winter, with 5 coats and 3 hats on.
Yeah.
When you're losing, yeah.
and we'll sit here and we'll passionately argue about it and discuss it, and
the way it should be.
You know, if we have favourite players, then great, and if those favourite players leave, then we're sad. But those favourite players have gone. Focusing on the core group and saying, "Oh, these fans love to follow players and they want the quick fix highlights," is not football. It doesn't. No. It seems like she and possibly her team as well, which just surprises me a bit, because, you know, she's, in terms of hiring, she's hired good people. She's hired people who work in football, obviously.
Yeah.
It surprises me that you can fundamentally misunderstand English football that clearly.
It's the fact that, like you said, it's not tribal. People, she's essentially saying people aren't really going for the football. They're going for the celebrity aspect. Hence the Swiftie comment. And it's like, give, the majority of football fans the credit. They will go because it's a team, because they enjoy football. Yeah, maybe some newer fans don't really have a club yet because maybe, they're unattached to the men's game. They're still trying to find their feet. That's fine. You're going for the football. But she's on about making that group that are making it about a celebrity thing, that aren't making it about, can I have your shirt, can I have your boots, can I have your autograph, can I have a selfie? Like, it's making that fan group the most important. And it's like, no, they're already entitled enough. Don't give them any more. What is it? Like, it's the fact that, as Tom described her, the most important and powerful woman in all of women's English football, and she's making those comments, like Luke said in the chat, it's really concerning about the path that she's going to go on. And it definitely could have been worded better. I don't know if, again, she's maybe just kind of thought, this sounds good. This is a good analogy. And I suppose in terms of some aspects, maybe it is a good analogy that some people will follow their favorite player to the ends of the earth, that kind of thing. But considering she talked about being in Glastonbury Festival, like atmosphere, didn't she, originally? And you think she's just trying to make it into everyone's friends, everyone's, it's great fun. We're not allowed to be angry or sad or get passionate about it. And it's just I don't want that taken out of it. Friendly rivalry is some of the best things about women's football. You can have the banter, like you can really go for it. Chloe, kind of what are some of your thoughts on hearing this? Because it's just very bizarre, isn't it?
It's so bizarre. Like, I was looking through and going, just what on earth? Like, why is she saying these things essentially? Like, what's going on? Because it's like you've just said, these friendly rivalries are what makes football. Like the Merseyside derby, the Manchester derby, Sunderland v Newcastle is going to be one. I mean, I think that one might be a little bit more of a friendly derby, but but that passion, that intensity, like that's what fans want. That's what we want, and I think it's just odd that. I mean, I just don't get it personally, like why she's come out of these things when she's trying to build something new.
And this is the thing. So, Emma, I didn't mean to put your thing on, but we'll discuss it and then we'll go back to Luke's one. So I wouldn't have said the majority of fans are Swifties or Swiftness. That's Emma's for the night. Yes, there's a few, and yes, they're there, but not the majority. Yeah, good. Because we want to welcome everyone in, don't we? But as Luke said, it's got to be about the football, not your favorite entertainment, not, what's going to be brilliant on social media. We've seen how social media can be fantastic in promoting the game, and when it's done right, it's been brilliant. That's the engagement. It's bringing people to matches. But in that whole article, there was nothing there about sustainability. There was nothing there about how she's going to close that gap between the WSL and the Championship. There was nothing there about the actual football and the actual league system. And all of it was about content and fans.
The thing that really concerns me about it is if it is her vision, and obviously we don't know this, we're only going on, the interview that said.
Yeah.
But if her vision and her team's vision is right, we want to turn the WSL into a player-driven, celebrity-driven league, which is okay. It's a vision. It's wrong, but it's a vision. Who does that benefit? It benefits 4 teams because she talks about the players, the fans are drawn in by the Lionesses. Who do all the Lionesses play for? 95% of them, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, maybe Man United. Although with Katie Zeman leaving, that's another one gone.
No, but it is a select few, and the rest get.
So how do even teams like Liverpool, like Everton, like Spurs, even those teams, who do they market to this hypothetical casual fan who's heard about women's football through the Lionesses? Do they sell the games right? Come and watch when we play Chelsea or whatever. in which case you've got a kid from Liverpool going to watch Liverpool or Everton, turning up to watch the opposition, and more excited about watching the opposition than the team that they can go and watch every week, who they won't go and watch every week because they don't know any of the players.
Don't know the players, maybe don't even know where the club is, maybe don't know the team exist. Because it gets to that point, because after a certain point, it gets really hard to find out where your local club is. It gets really hard to find out where they play and ticket information and things like that. So if those things aren't sorted for the majority and for the rest of the teams, it's going to negatively impact the football, because those, it's still going to be the hardcore fans, Group 1, that are going to be turning up every week. But then the attendance figures are going to be completely skewed, as they, are for some teams at the moment, because yes, they're selling out the Emirates, yes, the Stamford Bridge, etc. But they're doing it because of the brand and the celebrity and that kind of thing.
The thing that really bothers me as well is it will lead to a minimising of the fantastic players who aren't these Lionesses, because we've seen it with the PFA team of the year. It's 3 teams, and there are players who absolutely deserve to get into that team and receive higher levels of exposure who won't.
Yeah.
Who do Everton market as the face of Everton, for example? Like Chloe, who would you market as the face of Everton? If you're taking this Nikki Ducet thing of fans connect with players, who do you market for Everton and say, right, okay, this is Everton's star who you come and watch?
Well, I reckon that I'd probably say Meg Finnegan. Like, she's captain, she's been at the side the longest since she was 9. She's really stepped up these past couple of seasons, and I'd say her, or someone that people probably know the name of a little bit, Emily Ramsey, because she's been involved in a couple of Lioness squads. But we don't necessarily have that standout player because we don't necessarily get a look in. I mean, we've not signed anyone for 2 seasons. I've got no medals. But that's also what we mean. Like, we've not got a
Hey, you've got 3 this
handle.
season. Don't complain.
Get in. And we lost Connie Duggan. So what price have we really made it?
Yeah, that's
I
true.
say no.
I mean, Villa have kind of got Jordan Nobbs as a player for Lionesses.
And Rachel
They
Daly.
might have Missy Bokerns and Rachel Daly, but Rachel Daly is no longer a Lioness.
No.
Which is a travesty. And again, Serena Wiegman's fault.
We've lost Alicia Lehman, who, social media marketing extraordinaire.
That's a really polite way of saying they might get the male fans turn up to stare at a bomb.
You know what, though? All of Juventus's marketing, don't know if anyone follows Juventus, Alicia is in every single video.
She is.
Ooh.
Pretty much. She's the one going to meet the kids at camp. She's the one going to, honestly, whatever, we said that we're actually getting out of it, they're getting the content.
Because they're trying to market to horny men and women.
How long has she been there again?
Couple of weeks. They were in the cup game. She started. She's actually been a part of it as well. So there's actually some football going on. I know.
Wow.
But Alicia Lehman's brand is, she knows she's good looking. She is fully aware that there are lots of people out there who will happily look at her in football kit. And
fair play to her.
She has absolutely weaponized that and uses it. And weaponized is not the word I want. She has utilized that to build her brand and taken advantage of it, which is and taken ownership and control of it. But because let's face it, if she didn't, someone else would. Juventus or whatever would be on there going, we've got Alicia Lehman. Here's a slow motion picture of her running from behind, which then gets shared by all the football banter accounts, as we know.
I was waiting for the Baywatch parody of what's going on. But Luke in the chat, I think we can be friends. the powers that be have got to give more attention to mid-table and below, trying to get better attendances and great atmosphere for games like Everton Brighton has to be a priority. Yeah, absolutely. It's these games that ultimately are going to decide, who's, the top end of the mid-table, who's, escaping that bottom end, who's safe. Like, there was so much kind of jeopardy to a certain point going on last season, wasn't there? But no one was talking about it apart from...
They are the tribal teams as well.
Yeah.
They are the teams where people can find a sense of belonging, because let's face it, at the Emirates, 60,000 crowd, 40,000 of them are probably tourists.
The brand, yeah.
At Boreham Wood, 2,000 of them are probably tourists. They're only turning up to complain anyway, half of them. And there's not that connection because Arsenal are the big brand, and people probably travel from all over London to watch Arsenal, or Chelsea, which is fair enough.
Yeah. The amount of people, though,
it's actually people who are connected to the club. Liverpool, they have a passionate fan base. Crystal Palace coming up the season, believe me,
that's going to be a good one.
For the WSL does not know what it's about to hit with Crystal Palace fans. You guys are in for a treat when the Palace loyal come to your stadium. Believe me.
It's going to be really good. But yeah, you'd be surprised. I mean, probably not. The amount of people who kind of post on like the Facebook groups and stuff. Oh, I'm traveling from the Northeast to come and see an Arsenal match. Oh, I'm traveling from Liverpool to come and see an Arsenal match. Yeah, I've got my Mead shirt. I've got my Williamson shirt. And there's nothing wrong with it. You just really hope that they've tried out their local team as well. Because obviously we don't know if people have moved, like where, what their connection is to the club. But yeah, if you've come in to, from the Lionesses, it's great. If you really like the football and you're here and you stay because of it. But yeah, check out your local clubs. They're there too. And need your support a bit more than Arsenal do. Now, there was another thing I wanted to talk about. Yeah, she said... Oh, did we know, by the way, that the Women's Professional Leagues Limited is not the full name now? Like, it's still only temporary.
That's
so,
what you want from one of the biggest leagues in the world, isn't it? Good, sustainable, and well-organised branding that definitely wasn't drawn up in a back room on a Friday afternoon at about 4:45.
So it's been renamed temporarily as Women's Professional Leagues Limited until a longer-term name is chosen. So the WPLL is still not the final name of Newco, of this company, of whoever this company absolutely is. Now, we will just say there were some good things in there. So she said she took the job because it's an opportunity to help push women's rights forward through the power of sport, and she believes wholeheartedly in the game's future. She said it's a roller coaster and it's hard, but it's fantastic. But it's such a great role. Okay, so she did say a lot of good things in this. There was one more thing that I thought the wording was a bit strange. The job is to create and build the most distinctive, competitive, and entertaining women's football club competition in the world. And then she said, that's the thing we need to obsess over. We need to obsess over. That's the...
It's
very bizarre, the whole thing. It's just very much about content and the fans. I mean, yeah, get the fans on board, but in the right way. She was also asked about, because people have said, will there be more relegation spots at any point? Will you open up the leagues to get more teams in? And she said, being independent will allow us to review what the right structure is that the fans want, right? That the fans want. The things we care about will be, are we creating a really competitive league? Does it have jeopardy? Are we telling the storylines of the players and rivalries within the season? We need to review what gives us that long term. And I believe I sent a message to Chloe and said, does she want the Real Housewives of Beverly WSL? Is that what this is? Because that's exactly it. Oh, is there jeopardy? Right, let's put a plot twist in there. Let's, set up this scene in a coffee shop where they all shout at each other. Like, that's not football, right? And Sophie's joined us. Hi, Sophie. Entertaining gives me WWE vibes. Yeah. Like, is there going to become a point where things are set up and fake? And like, what? Yeah, I don't know. You can't create jeopardy. That's just how the teams perform, right? Chloe, are you ready for the Real Housewives of WSL?
I think Real Housewives of WSL would be ace. Like, can we get one from each team and then they just. Oh, Real Housewives. I'm actually here for Real Housewives. I know we're joking about it, but I am actually here for it. I'm genuinely down for this to happen. Like, we joke, but it's not a joke anymore. I'm invested for this to happen.
But I mean, it would sell, wouldn't it? So maybe that's where she's coming from. Gets the money, gets the investment.
I mean, there's enough relationship drama, isn't there? Like, you can have a Real Housewives issue of, I don't know, Katie McCabe going back to play Rusha Littlejohn or something with Caitlin Ford or something. You can have.
I mean, there is a lot of WAG content. Yeah,
there's a lot of WAG content indeed.
But there's the TikTok element of football, which is creepy and weird at the best of times. That's not a business model. You can't go, that TikTok video's got 10 million views. Let's us do that on the FA player. Like, that's not that's not going to work. It can't work. And if it does work, thank you for everyone getting involved. Fiesta Little John from last week.
I forgot about
that. Thank you, Graham. Thank you, Emma. But Fiesta would take on everyone for that and would win. There's no winner in Housewives usually, but Fiesta would win. But yeah, it's just not. It's not a business model being TikTok famous.
They're going to have transfers replaced by Big Brother, aren't they? Just like, who are Arsenal evicting this week? Who are Chelsea evicting this week? Like,
Day 12.
Day 12. Day 12.
Now Women's Super League.
Oh, see, I'm down for that as well.
Did you just broaden your accent a bit then?
Why I?
Do it properly.
Why I did. But yeah, it just I don't get it. I don't know what she wants. I don't know what her vision is. Lee Crapsey, right? Any of us watch football highlights on TikTok? I watch the funny dramatic moments on TikTok, but that's not the game. Like, that's not the highlights. That's not the real thing.
Isn't football TikTok mostly just thirst edits of certain WSL players?
Yeah, pretty much. Or imagining scenarios that haven't actually happened. That's quite a common one.
My favorite one was a thirst edit of Katie McCabe and Lauren Hemp enemies to lovers. Like, genuinely, that's what it was.
Oh god!
And I'm sat there going, "That's really unsettling." Like,
it's just, I think,
given both of them are in relationships, it's just like, really, people are making, and it had hundreds of thousands of views and loads of comments of, "Oh, it's definitely happening," and you're sat there going, this is unhealthy. Yeah. Why don't we all go and touch grass? Like,
yeah, and that's it. The worst one I've come across, just again, we are talking about Santa Claus, I promise. I actually sent to Chloe the other day, and it was the worst fan account I've ever seen, to the point where it was like stalker material. It was awful. It was making up rumors. If it's still up, because it was like obviously normally anonymous, like no photo, no nothing. I might report it actually if it's still up. And it was of a very well-known football player with rumors of their apparent girlfriend, videos that I don't know where they've got them from, of them in different places, and everywhere that they'd stayed on this holiday, and all of these vacations, they'd put the link and the address to where they were.
It was awful. Right.
And I was so like, bad. It was horrendous. And I was like, and it was like recommended. And I was like, the amount of views this has got, how are people thinking that this is okay? Like, it could be that the actual addresses and things obviously could be complete rubbish, but it was the intent of they're staying at this place. We know where you are. I was like, yes, some people who are in the public eye share their lives and they kind of sign up for it, but that's horrendous. And I think we need to, if these fans are going to be engaged, there needs to be a hard line drawn in the sand of this is okay, this is definitely not. Like,
I mean,
not at all.
I found it really interesting. And once again, you see, you get pop culture here on the podcast as well, not just football.
Hey, we're educational.
But I don't know whether you guys saw, there was an interview with not Taylor Swift, but another female music artist who I cannot get out of my head this summer, like song-wise.
Right.
Big scary metalhead that I am, Chappell Roan.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And Good Luck Babe. And obviously she's been huge. Yeah, I'm a big scary metalhead, honest. I've just told everybody I'm a Swiftie and I like Chappell Roan. But anyway.
We love it.
Basically, she was interviewed and she has experienced, kind of stan behavior. And she is one of the first artists that I can think of who actually just has come out and just bluntly said, no, actually, the way a lot of fans behave now isn't okay. Stop it.
Yeah.
Because she has lots of fans speculating over her relationship and speculating over her sexuality, even though I believe she's fully open with it. And
none of people's business.
all sorts of stuff. And she has basically come out and said, no, this is not okay. And she's got backlash for it. Like, she's got the backlash of, oh, we made you and we could kind of not, and all that stuff.
What?
And it just had so many parallels with women's football in what she was talking about, with people trying to speculate on her relationships and making thirst edits of her and then sending them to her, and just all sorts of stuff that's like,
yeah, when they start tagging the minute, and it's like, are you mad? Like, there's one thing creating the thing, and then there's another thing going, oh, hey, Katie McCabe, hey, Leah Williamson. It's like, they do not need to see that. What's going on in your mind? Like, no, keep them in. So I don't, because you remember Mary Earps kind of turned off all her comments, didn't she? I don't blame her. Like, the amount of weird things that are out there that people think are appropriate.
I'm kind of circling back to the point that we were making, because we
have a point.
All of this is the kind of thing that Nikki Ducet is saying she wants to encourage.
Yeah, it's just promoting it. And like Graham said, definitely concerning that the vision seems to be entertainment first and football second. Yeah, because the football is going to suffer. And, things are not just when they're tagged, but, you get things recommended, you get things come up. Like, the players are on social media, they're bound to see it. And it can't be good for their mental health to know what people talk about. Like, it's awful. So not that anyone's like that listening to this podcast. But yeah, we hope that it gets to a point where people realize and they grow up and they're like, oh, actually, that's not okay, the way that we do go on. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one, everyone, and see actually what is going to happen, because from that, it sounds like it's going to turn into a bit of a circus. But if there's a circus, might be popcorn. Maybe that's the silver lining. But yeah, it was a very bizarre one for that. So we'll leave that article there. Again, in the chat, if you've got any thoughts and opinions, do get them in. As we move on to some pre-season now. What's going to start? Paul, we're going to start with you. Your favourites. So this was the first one of the Grand USA Tour that Arsenal are on. And they were facing Washington Spirit, weren't they? Jonathan Heraldez's new team, previously of Barcelona. So yeah, talk us through this one. And Alessia Russo had her scoring boots on, didn't she?
She did. I want to talk in particular about one of the goals, because it just looked weird. Like, It was a very pre-season goal, because basically there was some play around the area, and then the ball just soared up into the flipping sky, like literally. I don't know whether it ricocheted off someone or whether it was one of those classic agricultural sweep clearances that you only see in like League One, and everyone cheers. You know, that proper football and all that stuff. And nobody moved. I swear, when the ball came down, it had snow on it. Like it had gone that high, and it just kind of dropped. And Russo was just kind of standing there looking at it, and she just kind of almost casually raised her leg and just let it bounce off her leg. She did flick it, obviously, but it looked like it just kind of bounced off her leg, and then rolled into the net.
Yeah, we're too busy ball watching to actually defend it.
I'm kind of watching it, and all the coverage is, oh, great finish by Russo. I'm like, sorry.
Hang on, which coverage did you watch? Because I had the Arsenal.com one. I was trying to share it on my phone, and it just kept glitching. So I ended up with the American commentary, which wasn't great. Which one did you go for?
I saw the American commentary on the highlights of it, because obviously I didn't see it live, because it's in Western America, on the west coast of America, and
it was 7:00 at night. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it was also Arsenal.
It was also Arsenal. Yeah, fine.
It's like what? It's more watching the reaction to it, and again, this is the weirdness and the player Stan FC thing. Everyone's watching it going, "This is amazing," and you're looking at it going, "Okay, but no, it's the first goal of pre-season."
It's all right. Yeah.
But it was also interesting, the hysterical reaction to it, like both the friendlies, the Arsenal and the Chelsea friendlies, just the way everybody reacted to stuff. I mean, we'll talk about the. See, you're smiling because you already know what I'm going to mention, don't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have to defend Lucy Bronze again. This is becoming far too much of a habit.
I can't wait. And I knew I had this drink for a reason to celebrate.
But Arsenal looked decent, but they were playing a Washington Spirit team that were missing half their Olympic players.
I was going to say, the Olympians were just kind of watching on, weren't they, as it happened? But I think, did you feel like it was definitely a tale of two halves? Like Arsenal in the first half looked decent, looked all right. Arsenal in the second half, bit shaky, not the best. But it was hot. It was really hot.
But also, it's the first game of pre-season.
And it's also the first game of pre-season, yeah.
So
kind of the spirit kind of being in mid-season, mid-flow, because I've got the Champions Cup, I believe. Chloe, you know more about American football than me. But yeah, they're pretty much in like their strength, aren't they, apart from missing the Olympians? So did you expect more of the spirit, Paul?
I did. Like, I expected more. I expected more of the NWSL in general. It gets hyped a lot, and then you watch it and you go, oh, "It's good football." It's not bad football, but this is a league that has pretensions to be the best league in the world, and it's not. Like, I haven't seen any NWSL highlights where I've gone, wow, that wouldn't happen in the WSL. I haven't seen any NWSL highlights that have really made me go, I want to seek out more NWSL games. And it's the fact as well that, again, it's the first game of preseason, and like Sophie says, absolute chaos and discussion for the first game of preseason. And I don't know whether this is the difference between men and women's football, because men's football is famously calm and rational on Twitter. But the sheer virulence of the reaction to pre-season. Like,
yeah, like these players haven't played in what, 3 months? No, more than that. Change that. Yeah, 3-4 months. Like, they're going to be a bit rusty. They're not going to be as sharp as they should be. Yeah, the talent's still there, but it's not going to be 100%. And yeah, people are writing some players off already. And it's like, hang on, one match.
I mean,
one.
I think it was a decent run out for Arsenal, and they'll come away going, "We beat one of the biggest teams in the NWSL 2-1," and get really excited about it. But it's one of those things where if they'd lost, it would have been, well, it's only a friendly.
Yeah. What I did like though, how many youngsters are being given a chance for both Arsenal and Chelsea. Paul, any of the younglings that really stood out for Arsenal? That one.
I keep hearing About Viviane Leah. Like,
she was very good, and I thought Katie Reid had a very good game as well.
Well, Katie Reid has started to break through anyway, because she's been on the Arsenal bench a few times, hasn't she? She's and she's come on in the Conti Cup.
Yeah,
a few times.
R.I.P. Conti Cup.
No, I am dancing on the Conti Cup's grave. I tell you, like.
Yeah, but what am I going to pronounce incorrectly now? It doesn't.
I mean, I'm trying to think what funny sponsor they could call it now. Like,
we'll have a think. We'll have a good.
something that think of a brand that was relevant a few years ago, but nobody cares about now. Woolworths. It's the Woolworths Cup from now on.
Who are Woolworths? Reliable.
Like, it's. Oh, I miss pick and mix. But see.
Oh, pick and mix, yes. Oh, we'll talk about our favourite sweets now, but we would.
WSL clubs' favourite sweets. That's for 1 week. There you go.
There we go. Yeah. WSL clubs as sweets.
Yeah. Manchester United could be double decker in that they're unaccountably popular and nobody knows why.
Oh, you went chocolate bar, right? I was thinking like proper pick and mix sweets. Right.
Oh,
okay.
Right, okay.
We'll sort it out for next week. Don't worry. That can be a thing, right? I'm making a note.
Sam's showing his age with calling it the Rumbelows Cup. You know, high five, Sam. There we go.
Rumbelows Cup. Rumbelows a great word, by the way.
Arsenal can be lemon drops because all their fans are bitter. There we go. But like we've kind of rambled around, but the weird thing, like you say, Lucy Bronze, effectively one of the biggest Chelsea fan accounts, sounding like they're warning Lucy Bronze of, a threat of some description. Like, Lucy, you are not playing in Spain now. Don't keep doing that. It's like,
well, that was what was that the one I sent through?
Yes.
So that was from a Chelsea fan account. Saying, don't dare do this. And then it was the Lucy fan account. It's been like, oi, it's pre-season, it's match 1. Like, what are you talking about? So yes, there's a lot of chat going backwards and forwards on that. But I was saying to Chloe earlier, there wasn't as much Lucy hate as I was expecting, because every time she played for Barcelona, every time she, came over Champions League, there was so much hate and so much, she's old, she's out of it, she's past it, she's this, she's that. And there was only a couple at the weekend. There was a couple on, I love that we're talking about Arsenal, but we're going over Chelsea. There was quite a bit on Lauren James, but I couldn't see anything that warranted that. So I think it's just idiots kind of jumping on that bandwagon again. But yeah, apart from that, it was just the fact that Chelsea's midfield looked a bit dodgy after Aaron Cuthbert got taken off. But yeah, not as much Lucy hate as I was expecting. But considering, as we're talking about it, Chloe, where was Lucy playing in the second half of that match?
Centre back.
Centre back. As she's so famous for doing it, apparently. Yeah. So, Paul, thoughts on Lucy as centre back rather than right back?
Well, at least the right back will actually cover back.
Don't know what you mean. She's always in position.
It's so presumably if Lucy is playing centre back, we can expect her to pop up in about attacking midfield, which is
that's the logic.
Like, it's just we will play out of the back by putting our centre back in the number 10 position.
Yeah,
because that's where she'll end up.
Well, if you put her there, then when she drifts back, then at least you've got another defender. So really, I don't see the issue.
It's a weird one because Sonia Bonpastor has decided just as players start to lose their pace in a league where centre backs need to be quick because there's more and more an emphasis in women's football on quick forwards.
Mm.
You're going to put someone who's starting to lose her legs at centre back, right?
Yeah, but you say losing her legs. She's losing her legs for her. Like, compared to others, she's still very quick. And Chelsea. Hey, you said you were going to defend her. Come on.
If there's anywhere where Chelsea is strong, it's centre back as well.
Because Lucy's there, yeah.
She's what, 5th choice centre back and 3rd choice right back. No, I'm joking.
You said you were going to be nice tonight.
2nd choice left back. No. Sonia Bonpastor's really interesting because she clearly has her own ideas with Chelsea. And I think that the Chelsea fans are very used to a way of playing and are very used to a type of management. And women's football fandom seem famously intolerant of change at their own club.
Sure. It's going to be an interesting season.
To see what happens.
Yeah, because when she was asked about putting Lucy centre back, she was like, "Yeah, she's played there before. She was happy to do it, so why not?" Yeah, right. And I mean, again, it's a friendly, so if it had all gone wrong, it still would have been Lucy's fault, not Sonia's. But there we go. No, Emma, they don't apparently. They're not meant to go that forward, but it's Lucy, so we do love her. And it's a strange one. So. As we shifted away from Arsenal, Arsenal did finish 2-1 to Washington Spirits. Now, Chloe, you had a little look at the highlights of the Chelsea game as well, which finished 3-1. What did you like? What was promising? How did you take this one?
I thought it was good. I quite enjoyed it. I quite enjoying seeing faces you don't normally see getting a run out. Again, it is in pre-season, and as I said last week, before Everton went on to win 4-0, but I didn't like pre-season, and pre-season means nothing. But
hey, we're going to give Everton their moment. It's fine. We're gonna give it.
Get back on.
We'll get Chelsea out of it first, don't worry.
But I enjoyed it. I thought it was quite fun seeing the start of the Bonpastor era, as we are now calling it. I also found it quite ironic that it was Jess Carter who scored for Gotham against Chelsea. I found that very entertaining.
And did you see there was a bit of a tense moment as she scored as well? I don't know what. Did you see what had happened? Because I didn't.
I didn't. I don't think it wasn't shown. I was trying to find it and what happened between, because I was confused, but it seemed very frosty and very what's just happened? What's she done? What have they done? Who's done what? Why? Who's egging on? It was a confusing moment, but I was here for it. I thought it was great.
See, there's the jeopardy. There's the drama. So
me. Just likes the drama.
Now I do have to say the play between Johanna Rytting-Kaneryd and Aggie Beeber-Jones was kind of sensational. So for the people who maybe didn't see it, can you just talk us through why we should bow down to those two?
Oh my god, it was absolutely amazing. Richard Keenard started a movement, which we all know where that movement was going, but it was still just. And he found Aggie like so effortlessly, like just fully like passed it to her. And it was like it was one of those just gonna go. That was
Yeah.
And it was literally from like 12 yards out. She passes it to her, super cool, super calm, and then Aggie, bam, from 12 yards out. It
Slots at home.
it was it's the home. It was beautiful, and this is what we mean by the play with Aggie. Like she's just sensational, and she's still so young as well. That I'm so excited to see more of her. Excited to see more Lucy Bronze as well. Like I thought she had a great first game in blue.
Yeah.
Rum kind of blue, but blue.
It's weird seeing her as 22 though.
Yeah.
Don't know if I like it. Because initially when it said 22, she started walking off. I was like, what are you doing? That's not, oh, that's your number now. Right, okay. completely forgot for a moment. Yeah, Emma's put in the chat, how many subs can you have during preseason? And Sophie's kind of put it there. Yeah, so because they're friendlies, Paul, I don't know if you know a bit more, but essentially you can kind of just choose between you, can't you? Whether it's like rolling subs or whether there's a max, or it's very laid back, isn't it, in preseason?
It's very fluid. It's basically, how do we want this game to work? Basically,
Yeah, it's quite nice.
There are rules there. How do we want this game to work?
Yeah, and then go for it. Yeah, and because of that, we got to see so many young players as well, which was phenomenal. Now, considering how both teams played, Arsenal do face Chelsea on Sunday, I believe. So, Paul, considering how both of them are playing at the moment, what do you think? Who's going to win out of that one, Arsenal or Chelsea?
Arsenal looks slightly more coherent. Certainly in the first half against Washington Spirit, they looked slightly more coherent.
Yeah.
I think it depends to some degree how they use the game, because Chelsea have got a lot. Chelsea are in much more of a state of flux, like particularly with their midfield. There's been a lot of change in their midfield this season.
Yeah.
And so Arsenal will definitely have the advantage there, I think. But
yeah, because they've only had 1 or 2 in, haven't they, rather than Chelsea getting 20 extra players in.
The trouble Arsenal will have is slightly further forward, where they've got 37 attacking players.
But with rolling subs, they can all come on.
Yeah, just give them 10 minutes each. But I think if both teams use it as, can I be a cop out and say it doesn't really matter?
You could, but it's not really what I want from you. So if you could have an answer,
I think based on the fact that they are slightly more coherent and have had less change in key areas this off season, Arsenal should win that.
Arsenal should win.
And I therefore think that when that happens, women's football Twitter will absolutely lose its mind, and it will definitely show that Chelsea are on the way downhill and Arsenal are going to win the league.
Off one preseason. Oh yeah, I can see it now. I think everyone get your Twitter ready for Sunday night when it's all gone off, and just watch as everything implodes. Here she is.
That is genuinely one of the most, and I've had like all sorts of messages that is genuinely one of the most unsettling messages I've ever received for a football opinion.
She forgets to come on the pod. She forgets it's a Wednesday, and then she can pop up and threaten you, Paul.
I'm gonna see in the new house, right? I'm sat in the living room, and I can kind of show you it, right? So there's my living room, and obviously you can see the window there.
Yeah.
Right. I am now, for the next few days, even though I'm on the first floor, going to be coming in here like at night and just expecting to see Rose's face on the other side of the window, just like something out of a film. Just whispering in a West London accent, "Count your days." Like
I love it. I can imagine it happening as well. Love you,
Dragged into
Rosie.
King's
Miss
Meadows.
you. Oh,
See, it's a pre-season friendly, Rosie. I didn't say they'd lose in the league.
but hey, it's one match. It's the world. Oh, she said she misses us. Yay, miss you. Now, Chloe, what do you think? Arsenal, Chelsea. Who's going to do it?
I bet you don't get threatened.
I don't know. I'm lovable. Like, yeah, to be fair, I kind of agree with you a little bit that Chelsea have made loads of new signings and they're still trying to like work out what works, what doesn't. Whereas Arsenal have made fewer, so they're kind of still more together as a team. So I think Arsenal could clinch it.
Yeah, because technically Chelsea have got a lot more to lose, haven't they? So yeah, I think again it's who they put out, who they've got fit enough, who they can, what impact they're going to make. So yeah, I hope it's a really tight game and someone gets like a 90th minute winner. That's what I'm rooting for. And then yeah, we shall watch social media explode. I think that'll be the perfect one. Now we're gonna be quiet about Arsenal and Chelsea because Chloe,
Easy.
we're going to give Everton their moment. Talk to us about Everton's preseason versus new kids on the block, Newcastle United. Take it away.
Yeah, remember last week when I said preseason doesn't matter? Well, scrap that. Preseason now fully matters. I'm all here for it. Everton won 4-0 over Newcastle at Finch Farm on Sunday. It was a belter of a game. I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. We were in front after 6 minutes from the lovely Mel Lawley, who came from Liverpool.
Yes.
That she won't get as much hate as Alex Greenwood did, but hey ho, we're not going there.
That's a different podcast.
It's a different podcast altogether. Was a absolutely lovely goal as it found the net. Absolutely loved it. Although to be fair, Newcastle, they were all right. They did have a couple of chances, but
Right.
Everton, we just dominated. We were great. Your friend of mine catches nice. That's nice. Got a goal on 62 minutes. Although looking at the highlights, I was really confused when it said Olympian pain. So I was like, oh, how did it go to the Olympics? Forgetting that we had Tony Payne.
Yeah.
We've got Heather Payne and now Tony Payne. So
that's gonna be annoying. Okay.
We're gonna have like T Pain and H Pain on the t-shirts. Like,
oh my god, T Pain. That needs to be content.
Oh my god.
Get Sarah Halpin on the phone.
I've actually got a number. Should I just give her a ring and be like, "Yo, yes. Sarah, T Pain"?
Can we put T Pain on a boat?
Yes, that needs to be.
That's the one.
I didn't even realize.
T-Pain doing a voice sync of "I'm on a boat" with two of the
in the Liverpool dock. Like, can we just
dock with two of the Everton players? Yes.
I'll text Sarah imminently and say this needs to happen.
Content unlocked. This is it. This is happening.
I was about to say,
is that song women's football fan friendly enough? You'd have to just use the chorus, wouldn't you? You couldn't use the verse.
I mean, we could be creative. We can rewrite it. That's fine.
I mean, I was gonna say like Alex Scott and Jill Scott have to have when they're playing for England, for A Scott and J Scott.
Yeah.
T-Pain. Oh, that is brilliant. Oh my god. Wait, when we go to Walton Hall, we can just watch that and be like, Sarah, let's...
Yes.
Sarah,
come in.
That's her goal song.
Oh,
her goal song.
It's got to be.
I'm on a boat from now on. It's got to be.
Yeah, stuff. I was going to say Sagala. No, it's not. Stuff freed from Desire. I'm on board. Yeah.
If she plays on her own up front, is she on a lonely island?
Oh, well done. Oh, well
I'm
done.
sorry, everybody.
No, don't be.
I love the fact that there's potentially at least some people in the chat who don't know, who are either too old or too young to get this very specific reference that we're currently riffing off. And I sat there like, what?
And if they Google it now, they might be slightly terrified, slightly scarred. That was normal for us growing up. It was.
Oh, this is amazing.
Oh God, T-Pain.
T-Pain also made her Everton debut. She made her way onto the field along with our lovely Claire Wheeler.
Oh, Claire.
Our Claire, absolute ledge. And they also scored a third goal from Sarah Humgard after a very, very impressive move and a volley. And our lovely Martina also got a goal.
Da, 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 da,
Oh,
da, da.
our lovely
Hey, she got the double. Marty got the double.
Did he get the double?
Yeah.
But it was T-Pain who assisted her.
Is that Martine Piemont? Is that what it is?
It's T-Pain and Piedmont. That's who it is.
T-Pain and Piemonte. There you go.
Piemonte.
Piemonte sounds like a rapper name, doesn't it? If
New duo incoming of T-Pain and Piedmont.
Oh, we need
and
to do
then we play Sunday
about to
next
drop
week.
the most fire mixtape of the WSL season. Right?
We need to get on that with Sarah. We need to tell her how it is. Like, listen, T-Pain is gonna.
We've got to do it. Now I'm just thinking about all the things we can do now. Right.
Hit the deck and stay on your toes. See, there you go. I'm just going to drop lines in all season. I did enjoy, by the way, Chloe, that apparently we now have like subtitle names for every single Everton player. I did enjoy your friend and mine, Cat Your Snush. It was like
it's nice. It's nice to be reminded.
Rap Goddess, T-Pain, you know.
I mean, not to be biased or anything, but Everton are like just a proper, like, all of them are proper, like, lovely team, lovely people. Like,
yeah,
they're probably one of the nicest teams that you will meet in the WSL. Not being biased, just being honest. No, not a spawn, just bloody love them.
We just bloody love them. We do. Good old Everton. But yeah. And also, did you see Martina's interview afterwards? That she did with Sarah.
Italian Scouser.
Italian Scouser. Her English has come on so much. It's mad. But yeah, it's just when she was like, you know, you put the effort in, you work hard, this is what happens. And it's like, yes, you're getting your goals. This is exactly what it's took a season, but it's getting there. And this is the Piemonte that we want to see. I'm just so happy for it.
And I hope it continues into next season, because this is the potential she has, and this is what us as fans expect from her as well. Like, what she did in Italy compared to like what she did last season wasn't on par. But I feel like now she's had a season to come into it, to relax, to know what she's doing, and I feel like this could be her season with T-Pain.
Her and T-Pain. Yeah, because she was even saying, like, you know, to a certain extent, her English was a barrier because it wasn't, you know, that full connection that maybe she could have had, you know, she spoke a bit more. But yeah, I can see this season being a very, very good one. I'm just really excited. Can't wait. I will just say this before I forget. Sophie put a fantastic cup name up. I don't know if anyone saw it. The Moon Cup.
Nice.
The Moon Cup. Paul, do you know what a Moon Cup is? I'm assuming that's a no.
Hold on. Live me Googling a Moon Cup. Here we go.
Oh, live reaction to Paul finding out what a Moon Cup is. Brilliant.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my.
That's it. That's the reaction.
This is going to be clipped.
What in the...
The Moon Cup. It's a product that exists.
Oh,
Oh, that noise. Oh, Paul.
that's.
Terrifying. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, close that. You don't need to say it again.
Amazing.
I'll be seeing that in my dreams.
You're welcome. But hey, we said we were educational. And I feel like we just
Imagine
brought
lifting
another.
one of those. Like, honestly,
Imagine what?
imagine the trophy was a massive one of those.
It's the same shape.
It'd be like the Statue of Liberty's moon cup. It'd be like just.
Oh, we are meant to be a very serious football podcast. I don't know how this has all happened.
Hey, we are a very serious football podcast.
We are a very serious football podcast, looking at stuff like bionic, reusable tampon-y type things. Like
That, in the words of Sam, looks like a Smurfs hat. Don't ruin the innocent Smurfs. Oh,
Oh, it's amazing.
oh that's so
You'd be-
funny.
do you reckon the Smurfette have a moon cup then?
I mean,
Put that Smurf in your
where's the
Smurf.
line? It's 5 to 10. Where's the line?
Fine. Put that Smurf in your Smurfing Smurf. Like, oh,
The Blue Moon Cup. That's Emma's for today. Well done, Emma. Oh, good.
Blue Moon, I saw you collecting a loan. Maybe not.
I hope it's collecting a loan, dear me. You don't want two of them. Right. Let's move swiftly on before this descends into absolute anarchy.
You think this? Honestly, I used to work. One of my many jobs that I used to do was on the phones for Ann Summers, and I've never heard anything as shocking as finding out what a moon cup is. Oh, if you
customer service or
oh, I could tell you some. It's 5 to 10, right? Okay, I can tell you some stories. I'm pretty convinced Mark Skinner rang me up actually, because you know, is that have I got to stop? Is that actually?
I think we should. Yeah, just in case it goes.
I think someone who was as good at using the toys that he's given as Mark Skinner is at planning formations rang up.
Oh wow! Okay.
Because they rang up once, and they informed me that they bought something for the rear end, as
Right.
it were. What you might call a back three, and they got the small nippy back three, the kind of normal sized back three, and then the massive kind of hulking centre back, as it were.
Yeah.
I'm
scared of where this is going.
They were trying to work out which one to play in the penalty area. As it were. This is going to scar people now when they look at three. They're never going to look at three at the back in the same way again. But basically, apparently, they had complained that this had caused them discomfort, and so I went through the procedure of playing three at the back and how you do so one at a time, and then they informed me, firstly, that rather than starting with the small nippy centre back, they'd started with the big hulking centre back, which, you know, classic English Brexit football, but doesn't work for that. But then they told me they tried to put all three in the penalty area at once.
Oh no!
And
we know that doesn't work.
And we know three at the back doesn't work because it gets a bit crowded, and you often get own goals. But I'm just trying to break Freya. This is what's going on here. I'm just. Look, Chloe's hiding her face. Look, Chloe's just like, this is gone.
Like,
This is gone.
We were talking about.
You started it with the moon cup, like.
I didn't start. This is Sophie's fault, right?
What have we turned into? It's 10 o'clock and we all go feral. Like, what?
It's not even 10. Oh,
I didn't know a Moon Cup exists, and now I want it to be called the Moon Cup. Like,
start a petition.
When Man City fans start singing Blue Moon, I'm never going to hear that the same way again.
Blue Moon Cup. You just don't understand it.
Oh God.
Oh, fun.
So anyway.
Oh, Emma's just sent me a Smurf gif. Dancing very happily.
Graham, you just better pray. Charlton don't play 3 at the back, because you're going to be cracking up laughing, and nobody else in the valley is going to know why.
Oh, Sophie's passing the blame on. I think it was Kate Longhurst.
To be fair, that wouldn't surprise me if it was Kate Longhurst.
Oh no, that sounds like such a Kate thing to say.
I reckon with her Moon Cup, she's just there like, have some of that.
Some of the things she says.
I know. It's like the pod version of Witching Hour. Yeah, it gets about 9:45, and we just wasn't it
this time a couple of weeks ago we found out Delphine Cascarino's shirt number, and everything just went to
yeah, so
everything just went to hell.
Really it's Delphine's fault, because from then on, we've had this time.
Apparently though, she's been good in the box.
Oh good. Well, she had a lot to live up to with with that choice. Oh God.
Box in the box.
Oh God. Oh, Chloe, which drag queens? It's Pandora, the box that rocks.
Pandora box.
That rocks. Oh right, okay. Talking about Smurf Lady products and Paul's on some stories and a bingo card. I don't think you can have a Wednesday bingo card. I don't think you can predict it, to be honest. But I mean,
this is what happens when there's not much transfer news. You see, if there was loads of transfer news, it was fine, and we started kind of calm with just talking about rappers and not actually singing the full lyrics of "I'm on a boat."
I'm on a boat. Yeah, it could.
Do you reckon Tony Payne has got a nautical themed Pashmina Afghan?
I think she would do herself an injustice if she didn't. In fact, Chloe, an Everton's opening game, can you take her?
A nautical themed
Pashmina Afghan.
Just get a picture with it. That is a challenge for everyone in the pod, right?
Yeah.
You have to get a nautical themed Pashmina Afghan to Tony Payne and take a picture of her reaction.
Because it will be. Sorry. What is this?
I'll give Sarah a text and tell her all of this that she needs to do. Like, I'll get on it. I'll drop a message and be like, "Hi Sarah, we just got a couple of ideas. We need this and we need this and we need this for T-Pain. Can we do this for Tony, please? Because
and we want to work with you on some content.
Because we think
beat you down the docks.
That's a viral video. We will rewrite "I'm on a boat" for Everton.
Yeah. Dawn,
And
I've
Tony
only got
and Tony Payne can perform it.
yes. With yeah.
With Brian Sorensen is one of them. Brian Sorensen is one. Brian Sorensen can be Andy Samberg.
Yeah.
and then just pick someone for whoever the other guy is.
Whoever the other guy is. Yeah, just someone random from the team. To be able to do it. Oh, yeah, we need to plan it, and it's going to be phenomenal.
Oh, I can see Brian Sorensen in a Danish accent going, "It's about to go down." Everybody hit the deck.
Oh God. If there's anyone in the chat who doesn't know what we're talking about, by the way, Google if you want to. T-Pain, I'm on a boat. Apparently, there's a clean version. Nah, we don't want that. But you need to watch the music video just to really get into the spirit of what we're talking about, because it needs to be seen to be believed, I think. But no, I think that's our natural moment.
Just Tony Payne in the Mersey, riding a dolphin, doing flips, and just an inflatable dolphin.
Oh, that'd be phenomenal.
It's perfect. It works in so many ways.
It is. It's gonna be so good. Well, all of them have got like the big skiing goggles from like the Lionesses winning the Euros, haven't they? That became a thing.
Yes.
So they've all got them already. Right, we just need. I totally haven't got the video on, by the way. We just need some tuxes. That's what we need. Massive glasses and a massive chain for the first bit.
Graham says he's never Googling any again, so we probably shouldn't tell him they're selling blue waffles in the Everton Club shop now.
Oh, poor Everton. Oh. We can make their social media and take a third away.
Definitely don't Google that.
Definitely, yeah. No one needs that in their life. Right. We've got 2 more things we need to get through, and then we can go and rewrite some lyrics to I'm on a Boat. Right. So, because we only had a couple of preseason matches, and seasons haven't started yet, apart from the WNL, the Women's National League, started again this week, which is tier 3 and 4 of the women's football pyramid. So we thought it'd be really nice to have a closer little look at the clubs that are closest to us, how they got on, and just to really get people realising that, yes, we mainly talk about the WSL and the Women's Championship, but there are so many more tiers. And it's not just about them, it's about your local teams too. So, Chloe, let's start off with you. So your Liverpool Feds, your closest one, aren't they?
Technically, yes. If we're going from back home, then it'd be Burnley, but they won 10-0. It was a bit boring. A 10-0 win is kind of a bit. But Feds are technically also my teams. They do technically live in Liverpool sometimes.
Yeah.
It's weird. For home uni stuff. So I've gone with Feds because this was quite an exciting game for them. It
was, yeah. Talk us through it. What happened?
So the Feds were very dominant throughout the game. They were playing West Bromwich Albion, and it was quite an exciting game. I quite enjoyed it. I've seen West Brom play a couple of times. I've seen the Feds play a couple of times. I think some of them are. I think they're the NWL is a really good league. Like, I'm fully here for it. I think that some of these players are absolutely outstanding. Emma Johnson being one of them, producing a absolute belter of a strike straight into the West Brom net. It was like, and it's what she's known for, really. She's known for doing those big, powerful strikes. Like, she got that chance and she fully went for it, and you could tell she absolutely loved it. She was like, yes, this is what I do. But it did take a little while for the Feds to get going. Again, them new signings, people leaving, just the first game, so just kind of figure out what works, what doesn't, what gels. So it took them a while, but when they did, they were strong. They were powerful. They're good. Very, very excited to see what they do for the rest of the season.
Yeah, so it was a good point because it ended 1-1, didn't it? Yeah. So a very good vital point on the opening day of the season. Paul, I know you had a couple you want to talk about. So which ones did you have a look for us for this weekend?
Well, my local WNL club, I have mixed emotions about, and the reason for that is because my nearest WNL club is Rugby Borough, who used to be Coventry United until they were rather controversially moved away from Coventry, and arguably deliberately destroyed, depending on who you ask. Certainly there is a feeling among a lot of people who were involved with Coventry United that last season was not a fun one, particularly as that was the one immediately after the Great Escape as well. So you had one of the greatest footballing moments ever Certainly one of the greatest footballing moments of my life. Still probably the greatest moment at the moment. Although if that Victor Torp goal had counted, it might have beaten it. Yes, I'm still bitter, Manchester United fan. But basically, the season after the Great Escape, there was all sorts of upheaval and questionable decisions by the ownership, and it was a nightmarish season to be around because the players worked hard but just couldn't, and the manager worked incredibly hard but just, I think they got 7 points in the Championship that season.
Oh
wow! Sunderland, you may remember, beat them by a combined score of 8-0. Beat them. There you go. Beat them 5-0 at the Butts Park Arena. Emily Scarr got a first half hat trick.
Hey.
In a game that was supposedly a must win for Coventry United. So that was what happened then. And then it was announced out of the blue, we're moving to rugby. Which, again, for those of you who aren't from around here, is about 10th the size of Coventry. Yes, Nancy? You agree?
Nancy's not happy about it. No.
Nancy's not happy about it. It's about a 10th the size of Coventry. The stadium and the football club of Rugby Borough isn't even the biggest club in rugby. It's the second one because Rugby Town is like the established men's club.
Ah, okay, right, okay.
Rugby Borough is an upstart club and it's a community club. And basically, there's been lots of promises and lots of changes and lots of stuff. But when they left, the owner said some things that people in Coventry didn't take well. Like apparently, we'd never really supported them, even though when Coventry went bust, there was all sorts of GoFundMe's and all sorts of stuff, and So, with that backstory, the first game of this season, they actually won 10-0 against Halifax.
Yeah, they did. I was looking at it and I was like, I hope Paul talks about this one.
And they appear to have actually found some money from somewhere, which they didn't put in when it was actually in Coventry.
Yeah.
They've signed some players this season who, if they'd added those players to this nightmare season squad, then there would have been. They might have stayed up, and they might have still been in the Championship, and they might have still been in Coventry. But Lee Birch, again, all of to make clear, all of my issues and all that sort of stuff are with the off the field, with the ownership and stuff. All the playing staff. Lee Birch, wonderful bloke. Worked very closely with him when I was covering Coventry United. Very, very experienced, very straight talking manager. Reminds me of Brian Sorensen. Actually, he's a very kind of cares about his players and cares about his job.
Good.
And captain of the team is Ebony Wiseman, who scored one of the best goals you'll see this season. If you want to see a belter, her goal was amazing. And I see Sophie talking about Georgia Robert and how they've
still
done
no fact.
I was going to say that as well.
They've all stolen your fact. Who's done a lot of good things for her. Yeah. Probably a lot more than they might have done for some of the Coventry players while they were in Coventry.
Wow. Because there were, was it 6 different goal scorers and 2 sets of hat tricks? I mean, that's pretty impressive.
It was pretty impressive. But the trouble is, they're still not going to go up because one of the other teams that I want to talk about in the WNL North, Nottingham Forest.
Yes.
That is They are
So good.
They are a team who everybody should be watching because they are one of the third tier teams who have really decided, right, okay, we are going to go for this. All of the women's games are at the City Ground.
Yes.
This season. They've signed players like Kate Longhurst.
Yes,
to
they
add
have.
to players like Molly Green.
Making
and they're like Newcastle without the sports washing. In that they've got a rich owner, obviously the shipping tycoon, and he is clearly deciding to put money into the women's team. And I think they're the next team to watch who are looking to come, up, and who are really looking to make waves in the Championship. You've also got Burnley, who won 9-0 on the opening day. And I saw a great tweet. I can't remember who it was from. It might have been Rich Leverty, who's a very good football writer, who just quote tweeted the table and just said, "Imagine winning 9-0 on the opening day and finding out you're still not top of the table."
Yeah, because you go out after that and be like, "Yeah, of course, we're going to be top." But no, that was the state of it. I'm going to a Forest game on the 15th of September, which is the Burnley match. So that's going to be a very, very good one indeed.
That's a potential early title decider, that is.
Yeah, who's going to take those vital points, yeah. Sophie just said, haven't they switched to a professional model? I believe I remember reading, and again, if anyone knows better, that they were switching to more of a semi-pro, I think, this season. And then by next season, it will be properly full-time professional. I believe, anyway, Sophie, but we'll double check for you. So I think I remember reading an interview with Carly. Oh, I've forgotten his name. Yes, who of course is Remy Allen's wife, who's head coach there. I think I remember reading an article with her, and she talked about kind of the model and what the club are really putting in. So yeah, I think Forest are really, really going to go for it, like you said. But yeah, again, there's jeopardy in tier 3. Now, I've got some clubs as well. So I'm going to talk about the 2 Lincoln clubs that are by me, and are both in Division 1 Midlands, which is tier 4. And it was 2 very different results. So there's Lincoln United and Lincoln City. Okay. Now, Lincoln City have been in that division for a couple of years. And have gone through a massive period of change recently. So I think all of the backroom staff have gone this season. I think they've lost a lot of players, that kind of thing. So they've gone through a transition period. Lincoln United, who are known as the Whites, they've been promoted into Division 1. So now that Lincolnshire derby is back within the city, which is brilliant. Now, Lincoln United played Notts County on opening day. Notts County, who survived relegation by a point last season. Okay, so it was going to be a tight one, and it was, with Notts County getting the winner in the 90th minute. Okay, so 2-1, they just got past Lincoln United. Lincoln City, on the other hand, got a bit walloped. They got absolutely smashed 6-0 by Loughborough Lightning, which has the best club name, I think, Loughborough Lightning. And yeah, I think Loughborough. I was talking to Ricky Pledger, actually, who's the United manager, and he said, look, Loughborough are going to be one of the teams that are going to be gunning for those top spots, because they missed promotion. They were top first last season. They missed it by, I think it was like 1 on goal difference or something. So it was so tight right at the end of the season. So yeah, between City and United, I'm very, very excited to see where they go. I'm going to try and get down because United are playing Solihull Moors. I do say Moors, but Moors on Sunday, which I think will be a good one as well. They should win, but we shall see. So I'm going to try and get along to see that one. But yeah, I think it's, as people are really getting into the game, it's a good thing to, find out your local team. Who are they? Where do they play? And just go along and have a little have a little look-see at what's going on in your community. Emma's put, why did no one tell me these lower leagues have so much drama and tension? We do. We talk about it all the time, Emma. you know they have jeopardy. You know how the whole very demure, very whatever it is going around social media at the minute. We're just going to make jeopardy a thing. Like, oh, it has jeopardy. That's going to be the slogan of the podcast this season. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about before I let you go, it was the Women's League Cup groups got drawn this week, which doesn't sound the same as the Conti Cup, does it? Just have the right ring to it. So yeah, we need a sponsor that isn't Moon Cup because we don't want to be completely distraught every time we look at it. Chloe, how are you feeling about Group A?
That good.
I just feel like we always get set up for failure, don't we? Like, I mean, to be fair, it's the same group every year, so I don't know why I'm shocked. Minus Newcastle. It's normally Everton, Liverpool, City, and United in the group. Like every year, it's the same. So I don't know why I didn't expect Newcastle, to be honest.
No. And they've already beaten.
Way. Yeah, I didn't expect Newcastle. I thought they'd be in like a different. I don't really know where to place them in terms of the group stage, but
Yeah.
I thought we'd get Liverpool, City, United again. So I know we'll lose every game like we did last season in the cup. I've probably set myself up for failure, and Everton have set themselves up for failure. And do you know what? Bring it on. Give us more time to focus. Give us more time to focus on the league.
We're going to be the best losers you've ever seen. Yes. Now, in case you haven't seen the groups, we're talking about Group A, which is Newcastle United, Everton, Manchester United, and Liverpool, which is what Chloe is so happy about. Group B, I'm a bit disappointed by, because it's all Championship teams. So it's Durham, Sheffield, Sunderland, and Blackburn. So it's just another Championship match, really. I wish they'd make it so that it could be a good mix in each group. I know they can't. I know it's random, but you think there's somewhere there. So that was Group B. Group C is West Ham, Southampton, Portsmouth, and London City. I think that's going to be a good group. Group C. Group D is Birmingham City, Leicester City, Bristol City. Ooh, all the cities, and Brighton as well. That should be quite decent. And Group E, Villa, Crystal Palace, Charlton, Spurs, Villa. So it's a decent mix, I think. Paul, what were your thoughts on the groups?
They're still very predictable.
Yeah.
Because they're geographical, and I agree with Chloe. Everton are being set up to fail. Just complete bad luck.
Yeah, because those A and B groups could easily have been shuffled around a bit to get a good Championship WSL.
I would have liked that.
Yeah.
I'd have liked that more.
Sure you would.
I just don't like the fact that, and it's like Paul said, it is geographical because every year Everton they've not had City for a couple of years because they're in Champions League, but
Yes.
it's always more or less been City, United, and Liverpool in Everton's group. Like every single year it happens, and I would like a bit more variety. Get some Championship clubs in because that's fun, and also
It's
the
different,
clubs that you
yeah.
don't. It's different, and also the clubs that you don't necessarily get to see on like a day-to-day basis, like a weekly basis. Because I know where, like last year when I was at Watered Hall, it was only really ever WSL clubs they were playing. So I like that mix. I like seeing the leagues that I don't normally get to watch. I like going like, oh, I've not seen this team before. This will be quite. Or I've only seen them on a stream. I've never seen them play like in person. This will be quite fun to watch. And also, I just like to see us win for once.
Just once.
A
What are you asking for?
You could easily swap there. If you want a geographical argument, you could easily swap Durham and Sunderland with Everton and Manchester United.
Yeah.
And then you'd have two groups with a two and a two split.
Yeah, I think that makes more sense.
Blackburn's 40 minutes away.
Yeah. So for a really rainy Wednesday night on October the 2nd or 3rd, perfect. Get yourself away. Down the road, 40 minutes, done.
40 minutes in Blackburn, like what do you want?
Yeah, so that first match then, that's happening. So it's either going to be midweek Wednesday or Thursday, 2nd or 3rd of October, is where that's going to come in. Now, Chloe mentioned about Champions League. So just a reminder, Chelsea are going to enter at the quarter-final stage. Okay. Do we think that's fair? I know
No.
Chelsea are in Champions League, but if they're getting a bye to the quarter-final, it's almost a given they're going to get to the final. Like, just yeah. I don't see. Yeah, they're in everything else. Do they need to be in it?
I just think it feels like a bit of a cop out for them, like especially with the third place team having to actually fight for a place in the Champions League. Like they've got to go through all the qualification, and even the second, like even the team who finished second has to go through like the whole fighting stage as well. Like
Yeah.
it just seems like a proper cop out, and like if they win it, they don't deserve it. 'Cause they've not put in any work. They've not had to do like any training for it. They've not had to go through the hard, grueling group stages, knockout stages.
Yeah.
They just get a straight bye to the quarters. Might as well just say, yeah, we're just gonna crown them right now.
Yeah, you just go straight through the final.
No judges' houses for you. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't like it.
Oh, judges' houses. Oh, that needs to be a thing. Like, they need to like audition their bet. Right, that's a different podcast. Paul, what do you think about Chelsea coming in quarterfinals?
I think again, you can't take the League Cup seriously when it does stuff like that.
No.
Like Chelsea, any team coming in at the quarterfinals, it's only ever been won by 3 teams, and they've always been the teams who've been in the Champions League and have got that advantage. And it's no disrespect to Chelsea. Just checks if Rosie is still in the chat. Or indeed to Man City and Arsenal, but it can't be a proper cup competition if teams are coming in at the quarter-final stage. If you're putting in one of the best teams in Europe and go, oh, you go in at the quarter-final stage.
Because it's a bit like you're playing snakes and ladders. And they've kind of won to kind of go up and like, oh, we'll meet you there. We'll meet you at the quarters. It's. I hope they have a bit of a sort out because it just takes the fun out of it, doesn't it? Like you'd rather 2 teams that have like really fought for it, really earned it to go through. So that's Chelsea. If either Arsenal or Man City exit the Champions League in either rounds 1 or 2, they will enter the League Cup at the group stage, playing the first match on the 16th or 17th of October. So they'll join a bit later if they go out. And a draw would have to take place to determine which group, either A or B for Man City. So you've still got hope, Chloe, that they can join your group if Man City go out. And Arsenal would either go into groups C, D, or E. No, they're not coming in Group E with Villa. That's fine. They stay in C or D with the other London teams. So that's what would happen if they do exit at the round 1 or 2 of the Champions League. So there we go. I hope there's a bit of a shake-up, and I'd love it to be someone new. I really would. Really, really would in that case. So we've come to the end, everyone. We've gone through an incredible amount of topics that were definitely not on my notes for tonight. But I hope everyone is feeling that they've learned something this evening. And we'll go to bed well rested, probably in need of a drink. And in Paul's case, we'll have lots of nightmares.
Did you see Graham just then? I went, I'm like, where's Rosie? Just ask her at the window. Like,
yeah, I'd put your blinds down, Paul, if I were you.
I'm not going to King's Meadow this season now.
Emerald forgot about that. As long as Villa don't cheat again. Yeah. As long as everyone is registered, and has not already played in the cup before. Because I was about to say, oh, it was great seeing Sunderland and Villa playing each other last season. And then I remembered what happened with Moritz. And no, I don't want to repeat of that this season. Thank you. Yeah, Emma says lock your doors, Paul. Just in case. Just in case. Someone in blue comes to get you during the night. Now, let's wrap this up, shall we? So, because you are all here, do not forget that to like, subscribe, follow, love, whatever you need to do across all socials. But yeah, please do subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest things. And remember, it's not just us on a Wednesday, it's Premier League on a Monday and Lower League on a Thursday as well. So if you don't already, you can get your apps up and follow us on the following. So we've got on Twitter at Absolute Ball Pod. We're all very active on there, so please come and follow us all as well. At YouTube, at Absolute Football Podcast. On Twitch is the same, Absolute Football Podcast. On TikTok, at Absolute Football Pod. On Instagram and Threads, if anyone uses it, Absolute Football Podcast _. And on Facebook, the Absolute Football Podcast as well. And we are here every single Wednesday at 8:30. So yeah, so please tune in. We are always here. And the chat makes it so much better. Samson, smashing podcast team. Thanks everyone in the chat. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Yes, absolutely. Because the more support, the bigger we get. And the more we can keep bringing our wonderful information to everyone each and every week. Chloe Bear, thank you very much for this evening. Thank you for joining us. If people want to see more of you, where can they do so, please?
So you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at ChloeBear529.
Thank you very much. And Paul, not a Swiftie. You're going to change it back to Paul is a Swiftie now?
I don't know if I can change it live. Otherwise, I wouldn't.
But where can people find you for more wonderful rantings and ravings?
You can find me, and apparently, thank you, Graham, earlier on. Graham said I was in mid-season form already. I haven't even warmed up.
Oh, very good.
I appreciate that, but I haven't even warmed up. This is pre-season, you know.
Always good.
If I point the right way, there we go. It is at Paul W Radio, where I make jokes about things like wanting a divorce during the best man speech when you're having to go at Lucy Bronze and stuff like that. So
you should learn by now never to have a go at Lucy Bronze.
Fair point.
Because we will come for you. And I can actually remove you. I've just realised I can do that. So don't worry, chat. If it ever gets out of hand, the remove button is there. Not that I would ever do.
You can just use my reaction to finding out what a moon cup is now.
I can't wait. I'm going to clip it and just replay it on repeat. And it's going to be wonderful. Hey, everyone, come and watch our football podcast. Dun, dun. It's great.
If you clip it, I'll share it because it'll just be funny for context.
Oh, yeah. Just, I think without context will be perfect. Just watch this. It'd be great. But yeah, and of course, if you do want to follow more on me, I'm at TFreyaTWrites across Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, wherever you can find me. And if you want to hear me talk more about Villa Women as well, I'm at the whole 115 yards. So thank you so much to everyone in the chat, watching, listening. But yeah, like and subscribe, and we will be here at the next Wednesday. So thank you very much, and we'll see you then. Goodbye.
Ciao.
Thank you all.